Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Greta and I love to do videos on perfume and other luxury items. Today's video is going to be, as promised, a nice overview of the somewhat new perfume house Unique Luxury from Turkey. They've been out about 2 years and I have all 14 of their fragrances that I'm going to be going over for you. If that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. If you are returning to my channel, have found yourself watching the videos and liking them and still haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you really like my content, give me a thumbs up. It does help the analytics. If you really love me and you want to further help me, share my videos. You can share them on Instagram, you can share them on WhatsApp, you can text them, you can put them on Facebook. Sharing really helps the analytics, just having it shared. And that helps me to get into more feeds by YouTube. Their analytics are really weird. It's hard for people to understand them. But that does help tremendously. And of course, comment. I love chatting with you all. You guys have great taste. I love your recommendations. I have scored so many great fragrances off you. So I do love speaking to you. You know, I do respond to all your comments. For as long as I can, I will always try to respond to every single comment because I appreciate you all. And I like having that relationship. But anyway, let's get to this here. So Unique Luxury has 14 fragrances in here. These are extracts. They are all high concentration of oil. I don't know the exact percentage. I can't recall that. But it is high, like 30% or something, or 25%. It's a very high percentage. They are very potent. One squirt, it says it here, one squirt will get you a long way, and these will last you all day. They have projection and longevity comparable to Xerjoff. I'm going to say, like, everyone knows Xerjoff, knows that they last. I will say these 14 are going to cater more to men than women. There's only one in here that I think is feminine, and that is Harmonized Senses, is a floral. That's just pretty feminine. Other than that, all 13 men will enjoy. For women, I think there's more like 6 to 8 that you're probably going to enjoy in here. There's some that are pretty masculine that I love them, but not on me as a woman. I think they're just too masculine, but man, they make some great fragrances. So I have to say the caliber on these is incredible. It comes from Turkey. They also have an address in California too. There is one exclusive distributor, and that is Alan at Beverly Hills Perfumery in Beverly Hills. He has the exclusives to this in the US. He does ship to USA and Canada. I don't know all their other distributors around the world. I know if you follow their Instagram, they'll keep you up to date on who else is distributing for them. And they're great at communicating on Instagram as well too, so that you can get your hands on this, because they are definitely causing a stir with some killer fragrances. So let me go through them all with you as I promised. And since I mentioned that one already, let me just say Harmonized Senses is rose, freesia, peony, some white florals, and white musk. So and I get a lot of that peony. It's a beautiful, and they have this certain DNA about them too, like every other house. I do like that their bottles are very slender, elegant, and they have a little cap on these travel sizes. Their regular bottles are beautiful. I do have them upstairs. I have bought 4 full-size bottles. I'll let you know which ones. They're beautiful, hefty, heavy cap, gold. They're in some of my other videos that I have, but I think they have really tended to the details very nicely. I rarely see a cap on these, and I just think that is really cool. These discovery kits come in travel size 11 mLs and in just your standard 2 mLs. They're very difficult to come by. If it's something that interests you, again, jump on it because they're very, very hard to come by. Harmonized Senses. Yeah, very floral. It's got your pink and white florals in there. And then that base of a musk, or it's floral. It's your floral. If you like that, this one is a beautiful, beautiful daytime floral. It's incredible with incredible longevity. A lot of times those like soft florals, musky florals, like, musky floral. Think like Narcisa Rodriguez, kind of musky floral kind of fragrance. That's just well liked. It's just very, you can wear this to work. It's very mass appealing. It's inoffensive, all those things. It's beautiful, except there's a caliber to it. It's very well blended. The ingredients, you can tell when you smell it, they use really expensive ingredients. There's just, when you smelled a lot of perfumes, you can tell that right away. When I first tried this house, Alan had sent me a sample of his, the exclusive, and while it wasn't for me, it was a little too masculine. I was really, really struck by the quality, and that's where I wanted this kit and to know more, because you can tell when they use really good ingredients, and they do. So that's Harmonized Senses. One that is really going, like, this is probably on their top 2 fragrances, is Kutay. Kutay, man. And I can even elaborate from the last one. This is a Scotch whiskey. This is not just whiskey. This is Scotch whiskey. And I could probably even tell you what region of Scotland this is from, because it's going to be the fruity region, not the Smokies, not the peat. It's going to be the fruity version of Scotch whiskey. It's like a 20-year single malt here. It's incredible, incredible how well they got that whiskey smell, but it's not like you're sloppy drunk and spilled whiskey on yourself. There's something so elegant about it, and it's neat. And then within 10 minutes, the caramelization starts to come up, where it's this caramelized whiskey. And the whiskey never goes away. It takes more of a second seat, but it is, if you love whiskey, this is just, I have yet to introduce this fragrance. I have been tipping out little decants and spraying it for a lot of my male friends, whether they are frag heads or not. They have fallen for this one hard. This is their favorite. Like, it's amazing. What do they say for notes here? They say whiskey, Divana, Nagarmotha, which I don't know what that is, agarwood. So it has oud in it too. Caramel, tobacco, and amber. So it's that ambery caramelized whiskey that is just, it'll blow you away. Like this one, I actually kind of want to wear. It's not feminine. It's not alluring. It's not sexy on a woman, but you will absolutely enjoy it. But you will actually really want this on your man. It smells so darn good. The second one that I think is really, I'm going to say top, like there's 3 that are just really, where are you? Oh, here. So these next 2. This is Beverly Hills exclusive, the one that I tried, and I was like, well, it's not feminine enough for me. It's kind of unisex, leans masculine. I could wear this, but it's not super feminine. It's not date night at all. And now I realize, when I talked about this before, all I said was, no, it's not Naxos, but I didn't explain why. So, because this one, if you say the notes, you're going to think Naxos. This one is bergamot, cardamom, rose, honey, tobacco leaf, and tonka bean. So when people hear honey and tobacco, they're like, oh, it's Naxos. It's got to be Naxos. And you do get these notes in there. And I can see how they think of it, but it doesn't smell like it. The tonka in here really comes forward. And then it does open with the bergamot and the cardamom rose. But the tonka bean does come forward, and that honey is like a watery honey that's more in the background, sweetening things up. And the tobacco is very clean. Whereas in Naxos, you really have the tobacco and a thick honey over it. and it's a more rich fragrance. Whereas there's something lighter and airier about this, and it's the tonka bean is really coming forward on this, giving that creaminess to it, along with that light, clean tobacco and subtle honey fragrance. Like I said, it's like a honey water versus a thick, goopy honey. This one is loved by everyone. Again, I've had friends go crazy over this one. Highly recommend this one as well. Highly, highly recommend it. Okay. I have to be quick on these in order to get through all 14. Sorry. Third favorite, which is actually probably my favorite, is, especially as a woman, this one is a favorite for men and women, and it's Crush on Me. I mean, my line is, I got a crush on me. This is a patchouli scent, and it is, wow, it is a caramelized patchouli. It is so darn good, so rich, so captivating. This is more date night. It's definitely more powerful. It has like this, the patchouli has this like coffee and chocolate facet to it. It's a, you get coffee in here, but it's the patchouli. The patchouli is this rich chocolatey patchouli, which is wood, right? And it just has that chocolatiness to it and the coffee note to it. It is a gourmand patchouli that is incredible, and it's probably the best patchouli out there. You'll be very, very hard pressed to find a better patchouli. This is definitely one I would recommend buying. Yeah. What are the notes on that one? They say that is orris, saffron, rose, caramel, patchouli. They don't even mention the chocolate and coffee, but I'm telling you that's in there. And even other friends that have smelled it are like, yeah, I get that too. It's there. Yeah, it's a good one. Popular one, Istanbul. Istanbul is similar to Love Don't Be Shy. It is an orange blossom vanilla with the marshmallow. It is not quite as chalky as Love Don't Be Shy. This is, to me, a more expensive, more refined version. Ironically enough, I think it might even be cheaper because Love Don't Be Shy is not cheap in a 50 ml, whereas these are 100 mls, and they all go like $190 to $300. This is a much smoother, more refined version. I think this is way more elevated. If I had to choose, I definitely choose this one. I did purchase this one in full-size bottle. I have Love Don't Be Shy Extreme, and then I have the original Love Don't Be Shy in travel atomizers, so I was okay with buying this, but I would probably declutter Love Don't Be Shy and get this. It's just a more beautiful version. It's not as quite as chalky, fuzzy as Love Don't Be Shy. It has this like almost intoxicating feeling to it, but there's something Fruity Pebbles, right? Like you get the Fruity Pebbles. Like once somebody said that, I can't dismiss that from my brain. There's a lot of that Fruity Pebbles in Love Don't Be Shy. There's a little bit to it here. You get that fruity, but it's just a cleaner version that I like. But very, very, very similar. Very similar. You really don't need both in your collection, to put that out there. And another one I like, Hidden Accords. Hidden Accords is a fun one. This is more of a journey one. This one, that duo of orange flower and vanilla is prominent and stays prominent. They stay in the forefront. It is not a marshmallow, so it is more of a crisper orange flower vanilla. And then you have all these accords kind of floating around that you get pops of. I did give this one a ride. I did get to wear this one. And I did discover the coffee note in there. There is that coffee accord, and it kind of just flutters by you and disappears, and you get these flashes of other accords in the distance. But the orange flower vanilla stays prominent just with these other little things dancing around it. Let's see, it says pink pepper, pear, coffee, and jasmine. So, there's orange flower. I'm sorry. There's orange flower. Could be jasmine, I'm telling you. Yeah, I like jasmine. And the pear is more like in the opening, giving it that fruitiness. But it kind of stays like that. I actually laugh sometimes when I read their notes and I'm like, really? That's what you find prominent? But you know, the pear's in the opening there. It gives a nice fruity burst. I laughed when I saw coffee. I'm like, I totally don't get coffee here until it dries down and it kind of makes these flashes. So yeah, there's a jasmine. I can smell that jasmine. Just another thing that kind of floats around in there, making it really interesting. And they're all notes that are really good, right? Like, who doesn't like pear? It's a beautiful, sweet, booming fruit, but it doesn't boom in here. Kind of just gives you this beautiful fruitiness to it. And the pink pepper is also another thing that kind of just flashes around that I really enjoy. I did buy a full-size bottle of this one as well. Another one that I bought a full-size bottle of, I really recommend, and is flying off the shelves, is So Scentific. This is a fruity floral. I love my fruity florals, you know this. This is definitely one of the good ones for a woman as well. I'll highlight at the end the ones that I think are great for women, because again, the men just score on this one. This is Osmanthus, Peach, Strawberry, Musk, Vanilla. So, you know, listening to the notes, you kind of want to compare it to Xerjoff Herba Pura or Xerjoff La Capitale with that Strawberry Peach in that one. I'd say it's in that realm because you have that Vanilla Musk base in its fruits. So I guess you could kind of put it in that scent profile family. It's not as loud and ostentatious as Herba Pura. It's probably not, it's not as strong as La Capitale either. Those two can be a little bit of a punch in the face in a really good way. It's more ladylike, refined. It's more, a little more soft-spoken. It's not soft-spoken. It's definitely going to give you that 12 hours and it's going to have that projection, but it's just not as ostentatious as Herba Pura. But it is along that lines of, if you like those, you'll like this because it is beautiful. It's that Strawberry Peach Vanilla. It's probably a cleaner version of La Capitale because that's also a Strawberry Peach Vanilla Musk, right? But that one has like a more ambery and benzoin and thicker things to it. You could probably say this is a hotter weather version of it, kind of. In fact, I have that one here. There's a thicker syrupiness to La Capitale than this. This is a cleaner version, a lighter version, while still having very similar note profile. Yeah, La Capitale is definitely a lot more heavy and with that amberiness in there. This is lighter, more summery kind of feeling, but you're going to get that 12 hours. But again, if you like La Capitale, you're going to really like So Scentific. Next really popular one is Chocolate Makes Me Happy. If you like your chocolate fragrances like Symphonium from Xerjoff, there is the Coquine that was discontinued from Guerlain. There's even like So New York, I think, from Bond. This one is dark chocolate, cocoa, lavender, ginger, cinnamon, and coffee. It's definitely a dark chocolate. It's not, oh man, this is so good. This one starts out as a more translucent kind of chocolate, like a watery chocolate, and then starts to thicken up. I forgot how good this is. Wow. It takes a while to start to get some of it. It starts out like a fresh chocolate. Almost like there's a little bit of bergamot or something bright at the opening for the first 3 minutes or so. And then it settles down oh, you know, it could be like the lavender in there with bergamot, kind of giving it a brightness. Yeah, lavender is definitely there now, which gives it a very soothing feel. Definitely lavender. So lavender and chocolate, this is like drugging you. Like take a Benadryl, this is gonna like drug you like that. It's incredible. And it takes a while for the dry down for some of those other notes to come through, and that chocolatiness really thickens up where you get that more like rich, coffee-like, chocolatey, rich, almost caramely, like it's incredible. But it's a dark chocolate, so it's not a very sweet chocolate. It's a nice, rich, like 90% cocoa kind of chocolate. It's incredible. If you like your chocolate fragrances, this is really good. It's not as powdery as Symphonium. Symphonium kind of gets like this almost powderiness to it, like it's a cocoa powder. This is more like chocolate milk. Like, no, it's not milky. I don't want to say that. It's like a liquid chocolate. This is a liquid chocolate. It's incredible. This is a really good cocoa one if you like chocolates. And again, great for men and women. What didn't we do here? So the ones left over, I think really are great for men. They're probably not as good for women. I tried wearing some of these and it didn't go well. I smelled like men's cologne. It just really turned masculine on me. And I had some friends, some male friends try them too to see what they were like on them, and I'll let you know. But one of them that I really love on men is Izmir. In the first 30 minutes, you're gonna say, oh, it's totally unisex. What are you talking about? It's a beautiful, fresh, crisp fragrance that can be worn on men or women. Sure, absolutely, in the first 30 minutes. Then it takes a hard turn and it's masculine. It's 100% masculine. I wore this, regretted putting like 6 to 8 sprays on. I smelled like a man. It's just men's cologne kind of smell. It's, yeah, I can't. But it's, if you like something, this is not a dupe, but if you like something like the Creative Ventus kind of realm, something fresh like that, you're gonna like it. And this does have a lot of pineapple in it. Does not mean it's a dupe, but it has that pineapple kind of freshy fragrance. I think this blows away Ventus. And it's like half the price of a Ventus, if not less than half the price of a Ventus. And I think it's better. And it's really, really high quality. And it lasts. As the girl that sprayed and had to wear it the rest of the day because I was going around at work wearing that fragrance, mortified that I smelled like a man. And I heard about it. So it's masculine, trust me. Oh, this one is Pineapple Rose Orris Clove Tonka Bean. It does get that tonka creaminess to it. So it is that fresh opening that gets that creaminess to it, but it stays beautiful. This is a beautiful daytime fragrance for men. I elaborated on this a little more in a previous video, but I hadn't taken it, I hadn't worn it yet, so I didn't know at the time. I did before releasing it, so I added comments. But Izmir is one I highly, highly recommend for men. I really think this is a classic everyday fragrance for you. It's even so refined smelling, you could wear it for a daytime wedding. Then we have Chypre Toscano. I personally don't like this one. It is very masculine, but I will tell you what it's like. It's very much like Tuscan leather. It has a very strong leather fragrance. If you love your leathers, if you don't know, like leathers tend to really be prominent on me. Leather's not one of my favorite notes. I like it in small doses. I don't like an overwhelming leather note. I don't like an overwhelming leather note, and this is a very strong leather note. It is a Chypre and it is leather. So there is that nice rugged. I mean, if you're in a leather jacket driving a Ferrari, this is probably what you should be wearing. Or if you want to just feel like that. Not my personal favorite, just because that's not a scent profile that I like. But if you do, this is an excellent option. This is crazy. So Aphrodisiac Touch. I heard this was a little animalic, so I was a little apprehensive and kind of afraid to try it. But I don't get that. I didn't know if it was going to be animalic in a civet way, which is like animal musk, and it can smell like if you have a dog that's terrified and it drops its anal glands, which is a horrific smell. That's actually what they use in small doses. And sometimes that can come prominent on me and that's all I smell, and it's kind of vile to me. Or if it was going to go like skanky oud, I wasn't quite sure what kind of animalic it was going to go, but I didn't get either of those. I actually really like this one. This one is Mugwet, which I don't know what that is. Rose, geranium, a woody musk, and vanilla. And I really get that like rose vanilla musk on this one. I sprayed this also for my friend and he agreed. He really likes this one too. I'll tell you the ones we didn't like as much. Yeah, I really get, I mean, I'm not crazy about geranium, but I get that geranium rose and then it dries down to this vanilla musk. And it gives this little intoxicating kind of feeling. And, you know, I really like this one. I don't find it off-putting at all. I think this is gorgeous. In fact, I would even consider getting this one. Like, I'm looking forward to wearing this. I have not worn it. I've only done strips. My male friend liked it too, although we didn't wear it through and through. I will wear this and put in comments if I think it's okay for both. Woud and Mood. And this is cute. Nice little like double entendre here. Play on words. Cheeky. I wasn't crazy about this one. Neither was my friend. This is Lemon Tea Saffron Rose Oud. It went weirdly floral on my friend. He has very different chemistry than me, which is why I like seeing stuff on him sometimes for just a different interpretation. On me, it was, I tried to wear it, was doing some things in the yard, some yard work, and I had this on one hand, Beril on the other, and I couldn't bear it. I was happy it was my hand so I could wash it off. On him, it went really floral, then dried down better. Neither of us really liked it. I don't get it. I don't like how it goes. He's that tea note. Not big on tea notes, but it's this tea and mess. I just found it very like disjointed and hard to kind of find a theme on this one. I don't know, it wasn't not my favorite one. And Akdeniz that I had him, which I know some people like. I found this, he really liked this one. This is marine, grapefruit, pineapple, myrtle, and leather. He didn't like it at the opening, but as it dried down, he really liked this one. And it smelled really good on his skin. You do get a little bit of that leather in there, but it's more of like leather's in there versus it's a leather. The Chypre Toscano, it's a heavy leather. It's a leather jacket. That one's all leather. This one is leather's in there, kind of adding to the complexity, but there is that marine and the citrusin it's kind of this feisty, nautical, masculine kind of fragrance, and that pretty much defines him too. He loves sailing and he loves his Maserati, and it kind of defined him a little bit. So if you have a convertible Maserati and a sailboat, it's for you. This is really pretty cool. It's definitely masculine. It opens with those beautiful bright fragrances and has that pineapple in there too, which I think a lot of people like that in a note for men. But this one, I did find it masculine. I do know some women that bought this one too and really liked it, but I personally find it to be a little masculine. It's a really good one though. What else haven't I done? Beril. I can't figure out Beril. It's pink pepper, rose, jasmine, vetiver, amber, musk. You definitely get that jasmine in there, and there's a sweetness. That ambery vetiver has like a sweetness to it, but you do get, and a lot of these, you know, they are journeys. These are not really linear fragrances. I think I covered all 14 for you. So to recap, I'm gonna say for women, I really like Hidden Accords for sure, Istanbul for sure, So Scentific for sure, Harmonized Senses for sure, Chocolate Makes Me Happy, and Crush on Me. My favorites for men are Crush on Me, Beverly Hills exclusive, and Kutay. Those slay it. Those are easily the best 3 in here, easily. So those are ones you're definitely going to want to try first if you're looking for samples. And again, they're all incredible on men, except Harmonized Senses is a beautiful floral, pink and white floral musk. That is, yeah, that one's pretty feminine. But otherwise, 13 of these men can wear. It's a really fun one to explore through. I do know that Beverly Hills Perfumery does do samples as well. You can always get samples from him. And then with every bottle you buy, he gives you 4 samples. Pick up one of these that are killer, and then he'll give you 4 samples for each bottle. Put in the comment section which one you want to try. Otherwise, he'll personalize it looking at your history or going by what you're buying and what scent profiles you might be interested in. But by all means, put in if there's something else that you want to try, or even just say, hey, what are some other ones from this house that you recommend? Or hey, I want to try Ormangine. Can you throw some in there from that house that you recommend? Like, he's really personable like that on your orders, which is really nice. He's slated with what he sent me. So but those are the ones. And the ones I own are in full-size bottle are Hidden Accords, Istanbul, So Scentific, and Crush on Me. Those are the 4 that I personally purchased in full-size bottle. Highly recommend this house. It is definitely taking the scene by storm because they are incredible. So let me know some that you've tried or some that you purchased. Give me your insight, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.